Yeah, welcome to another episode of the Fyre Bar off-topic podcast. I am your bartender, Brian. If you are listening to us at home, either on like Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, we welcome y'all. And tonight I got my same three little friends. I got Mo, Mikey, and Akhtar.
Hi, I'm Mikey. I'm drinking Fat Tire tonight, baby.
Hi, I'm Akhtar. I'm sitting on a chair.
I'm Mo. I got water.
This time I did not lose the bottle cap, so we Gucci.
Yo, save that. That might be worth some sort of like currency in some game.
This will be the currency in a few years when everything goes completely to shit and the dollar means nothing. No, the currency is going to be Dogecoin, Mo.
Oh yeah,
and we're going to be millionaires.
I am there.
Bro, Dogecoin has had some of the craziest increase. I bought it at like less than 2 cents.
Yeah, right.
The only thing less than 2 cents is 1 cent, but it was like 1.5 cents. So I have to say less than 2 cents.
Dude, it's been stable at like 7 cents for like a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it around like the 6 cents marker, 6 or 5.
I love that movie.
I was gonna say 6 cents. Best movie by my man Bruce Willis.
That's the best Bruce Willis movie. He's in it, so it's his movie. I know how it works.
The main character, he calls the shots, right? The guy who plays the main character, the main actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the twist in that movie is crazy. Like, you find out the whole time Bruce Willis is actually acting, and you're like, what?
Dude, it's crazy.
What's going on?
You tell me this was not real life?
Yeah.
It's insane, man.
No. And Cuba Gooding, or Haley Joel Osment was...
Cuba Gooding Jr.
They had the 3 name with the 2-syllable thing going on. So
You're talking about our boy Sora over there, man.
Oh
yeah.
Speaking of,
this is it.
This is it. I see dead people.
Has he been in a? Oh wait, what?
They're releasing that on the PC now. From what?
Dude,
Kingdom Hearts games. Yeah.
Yo, actually, like I mean, I'm probably not going to get it unless it goes like free.
I was gonna text in our chat. I was gonna text in our chat like I'll buy it for $5, but I didn't want to offend anyone like who's like hella fans of the game. So I was like,
that's still too much money.
Yeah, I'll buy it for like -$10. Like if they throw me $10, I'll take the games.
Can I get a
Bro, that series as a whole owes us so much. Like, it owes us so much. And for them, I'm happy that it's out on PC, but for them to be all, like, happy about it, like, where did you get the balls?
Dude, I'll tell you what, like, as someone who had recently played through, like, most of the mainline Kingdom Hearts games, like, I don't know, within the past couple years, I was really surprised to see how people felt about like Kingdom Hearts 3, because like it seems like a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans were really disappointed by it. They were like, "Oh man, I don't know, the game seemed like awkward, the dialogue seemed bad, the story didn't make sense." And I'm like, "You're just talking about Kingdom Hearts. That's what all the games are. They've all been like that." But you guys are thinking back to when you were like 10 years old playing the games, like, "Oh, it's the best thing ever." It's like, no, this is what they've always been. I'm sorry you had to find out now. It's not that Kingdom Hearts has changed; it's that you've changed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will say though, the lack of like Square Enix characters made me super sad in the third game. The huge lack of Square Enix.
Well, that's
like the whole Final Fantasy cast. That pissed me off so much.
Yeah, like we went to I can't remember what it was, but it was like a place that was like, I guess like supposed to be for them or whatever. But it's just like, damn, no one's there. None of my characters. I can't remember what the area was. But
was it that game's version of like Traverse Town or Twilight Town, I guess?
Well, Twilight Town was in the game, but I mean, there wasn't ever like Final Fantasy characters in Twilight Town. It was just Kingdom Hearts ass town.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because in the first Kingdom Hearts, it was Squall and Yuffie you met. And they were in Traverse Town, right? When you first met them there?
But I forgot what Radiant Garden is what Hollow Bastion is actually called. So like Radiant Garden is supposed to be like Final Fantasy Town, but I don't think you ever go there in Kingdom Hearts 3, do you?
Yeah.
No, yeah, no.
Oh. It's okay.
And that was like one of the central like themes of that game series was the component where you have Disney teaming up with like Square Enix characters. Maybe not just Final Fantasy. No, it is just Final Fantasy, isn't it?
It is just.
Don't worry. For $39.99,
Oh no!
you can go to that world.
Oh, is it in? Is it in
And
Remind or whatever?
Wow.
you
Wow.
can go to that world and just walk around in that one house in Radiant Garden where it's supposed to be their, I guess, headquarters or whatever. And that's it. You can't go outside. You can go walk around the house, and you can go on the computer and do the data battles.
Wow, that's
The
great.
fucking balls. The fucking balls on these people, bro.
Worth every dollar.
Well, that's at the end of the DLC. There's other stuff that happens. No one fucking cares. It's more.
Well, did it like rewrite the ending?
I don't. Bro, they tried to set it up for the next game or something. Oh, this is what's going on with Sora. Okay, but what actually happened? New Kingdom Hearts game coming soon. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I never played the
We're gonna put it in the rhythm game.
it seems to me like Kingdom Hearts is going to be going in a direction in which it just like is purely Square Enix stuff. Because like from the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, I won't like spoil it or anything, but it seems to hint at like the like make believe Final Fantasy characters that were shown in Kingdom Hearts 3. I get the something Rex game or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
from the when you're in Toy Story World.
Yeah. That, and then also like the world ends with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the next Kingdom Hearts game comes out, I'm not gonna like that. I'm gonna buy it, but I'm gonna buy it to see it through.
Well, it isn't. Well, that's the thing. Is it now? I know Square Enix is the one that they're the publisher, right? But doesn't Disney own Kingdom Hearts, or does Square Enix actually own it? Because wasn't there like a whole like thing between like what is the actual properties of Square Enix versus what was the actual properties of Disney, and that was like a holdup with some of the rights with like some of the characters and right? Wasn't that a thing, or am I just wrong?
Well, I'm sure Disney, just because Disney's fucking, I mean, the mouse is fucking evil, dude. So I'm sure they own a lot of like aspects of Kingdom Hearts, and I think that's kind of why with Kingdom Hearts 3 there were like basically no like Final Fantasy characters, because I think Disney was just like only Disney stuff, and also don't change the worlds too much. Just have it be the fucking story of Frozen and the story of fucking whatever. So I don't know. I mean. Who knows what they own with it? I've always heard that like Sora, I guess, is technically a Disney character, but it's like, well, they're supposedly using him going forward, so I don't know if Square Enix acquired him or what the rights situation is there. But
they must have acquired him because apparently Disney owned like a good majority of Sora's.
yeah,
well, yeah, because if I remember, like, because I know a lot of people want Sora in Super Smash, but I thought the problem was the reason why they can't get it in, because I thought they like addressed the matter. They were saying like because there was like a rights with like Disney that they just don't have for Sora or something like that.
They own like a certain majority of like a good portion of Sora's character in general. So
yeah, it's really weird. I'm sure all that stuff is very like nebulous and out there, because originally Kingdom Hearts, like you were supposed to play as Mickey. Like, wasn't that the original idea? Isn't that why Sora's initial costume looks like Mickey's with the big yellow boots and the red pants and everything? So I don't know what when in development they're like, let's just make our own original character, but I guess Disney would still own a part of that.
Yeah.
I wish I knew, to be honest.
Yeah.
Long story short, Sora gets around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets around.
Except Smash, he doesn't get there.
Sadly, no.
It's alright. Sephiroth took that spot.
It's true.
Sephiroth is fucking powerful, dude. I swear that like his B where he just like draws in the energy, dude. So, oh my god, you just got to do that the whole time.
Yo,
Excuse me. He's charging a mega flare.
I miss playing Smash with y'all. To be honest, it's just so stupid and fun. I miss that so much.
Yeah,
dude, Smash is a good time. It's a like for that. It's a good couch co-op or like beat 'em up kind of like game.
Yeah, I wish the
Yeah.
online was
Play it
better
on
and
the
wasn't
couch.
fucking peer-to-peer, because like I'm totally down to play it online, but it's never the same. There's always like a
Never
weird
the
bit of
same.
lag, and
Yep.
if
Yeah.
someone who's like not even hosting the lobby, but if someone's just part of it who has a bad internet connection, it just tanks whenever they're in a match.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't help that for like the last like 4 or 5 generations of that game, it's actually always been couch co-op. It just doesn't help.
Yeah.
no. I don't know.
Well,
It's
see-
like a lot of Nintendo like party games like that. Like there's ways to play some of them online, but it's like that's not the intended way to play this. And
Yeah.
also, Nintendo
Yeah.
doesn't know what the internet is. They're like you, Oktar. They think it's magic. They don't know.
That, bro, the idea of the internet to this day, nothing short of warlocks, magicians, and witches. I'm telling you.
Oh. Yeah, that what was it? The multiplayer of Smash reminded me of the. I don't know if you guys paid attention, but Scott Pilgrim came to like now generations, like they came out again after like the long
Yeah.
period, like
Yep.
being taken off the network, and apparently the online for it is just atrocious. Like a lot of
Is it?
people were saying. Yeah,
Once
so
again, that's a couch co-op game.
dude, well, for sure, because like that makes me think, because like I haven't played like Castle Crashers online, but I wonder if like you know, like is it the same way too? And like I feel like a lot of those type of games, Castle Crashers, you know, like even like the old school beat 'em ups, those are couch games. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of like companies kind of struggle with the online for those type of games. Sometimes
Well,
maybe they get them right.
I mean, I think it depends a lot on the game, because I think if there's any kind of infrastructure in place for like servers for a game, it's usually not that big of a deal. But something like, especially Nintendo like first party games, I don't know what their online infrastructure looks like, but it's got to be fucking abysmal, because none of their games, like none of the online, I think the only game in which that I played a Nintendo game online that didn't totally stuck online was probably like Splatoon 2. Even then it had its problems, but it wasn't like too bad. But it's like the Animal Crossing issue again too. Like how do you fuck up fucking connecting to somebody's island like so badly? Like why is it so bad? Nintendo, they just don't understand online gaming, and it's a shame, because they're one of the few companies out there that I feel like still has like fun in the forefront of their mind when they're designing a game, where you know they find a fun concept and they're like, okay, let's just build a game off of that and it'll be great. But then the second you say like, hey, what if, you know, we made this an online multiplayer game, Nintendo's like, I don't know, do you have like a can with a string attached to another can? Like I don't know, what's the internet? It's a joke, dude. It's a joke.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's been like a problem. Like even like back with the Wii, like when we were playing like Monster Hunter, even that had a lot of issues.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
mean,
even-
you'd think with the Switch though, now that their online service is a paid service, and now granted it's pretty cheap, it's the cheapest of any of the online services for gaming, but
Yeah.
you would think if you're paying for it now, it would be a little bit better, but it's kind of not. So I don't know.
Speaking of online services, did you guys hear, even though Nintendo is in fact the cheapest of the three, Microsoft is trying to be the most expensive of the three for being $120 a year.
Oh. Wait. Is that for that Ultimate thing?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Or
is that
or
not what
you
it's?
you could pay $60 for 6 months, and they're only their plan was to only distribute it as per 6 months. I think they trashed it though. I honestly think they trashed it because of the amount of backlash they got for it. They're like, oh people won't want to pay more.
Well,
okay.
The only thing, like, I don't know about, because Xbox, they were trying to do a packaging thing with Game Pass and Xbox
Game
Live.
Pass and Live, yeah.
And I mean, if that were the case, you know, $120 a year is $10 a month, and if you're getting Xbox Live Gold plus access to Game Pass and whatever games they have, that's not a fucking bad deal at all.
That's not a bad deal, but they're doing it. They're making Xbox Live more expensive to push that packaging deal. That's what they're trying to do, and I think that is fucked up though, because like
but
if you have people who aren't willing to spend that kind, like, you know,
but
like that much a year for it on video games, like, don't make me.
Well, yes, but also, I mean, that's just kind of the landscape of games now. I mean, if that's gonna be an issue, then I mean, why are you even getting a fucking Xbox at this point? I mean, in general, why are you even getting an Xbox? Because it's not like first-party games are the thing selling it, right? I feel like if you're going to get an Xbox Series X or S or whatever, especially the S because you can't even put discs in it, then you probably really want Game Pass, because isn't that truly the selling point there? Is that, hey, for this subscription, I can play any new Xbox games that come out, plus a bunch of other, third-party games or whatever. In my mind, if you don't care about Game Pass, do not get an Xbox, because there's no other reason to get one.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, because like that's even helping like with their sales for like the new Halo and stuff like that. You could play from that and now to the PC. So it's like, I don't know. Xbox they're doing something interesting, and I don't know where they're trying to go.
Yeah, I genuinely think Game Pass is a good deal for what you get out of it, and especially like you find a lot of deals with it. Like the times I've had Game Pass, it's been like $1 a month. I know it's not the norm, but they always come out for stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's your first time, you get the first month for $1. Oh, you haven't had Game Pass for a few months, come back and you'll get a next month for $1. They do that shit all the time. They're pushing Game Pass hard, and they want people to use it. And for what they got on there, it seems like a decent deal. I'm still the old school dude who likes to own my games, so that's the only reason I really haven't gone that route much. But for people who are just looking to, pay the subscription service for a couple months and play some games and can turn it off whenever they want to or whatever, then it's not bad.
Yeah, and the library actually there is pretty decent. Like it's actually, there's a lot on there.
Yeah, they've added
covers from. Because isn't there like backwards compatibility now on there, where it's like 360 game, original Xbox? Yeah. It's kind of like Mike said, like what they offer on there, like that's your thing. Yeah, that would be super beneficial for you. But and then like I still have mine, and geez, I barely even use it, but there's a lot of games on there that I can actually try that. Like I kind of also use it as a way to like, I guess, test out games. Like, oh, do I like this game enough? Will I actually one day buy it? It's like, I don't know. I use it as like a way to try games.
Yeah, I mean,
once again,
Game Pass.
It's a great deal. Once again, like I said, like it's a fantastic deal with Game Pass and Xbox Live. It's just the way it's being pushed is just once again not cool.
Yeah,
like
sure.
But I agree 100% with you guys. And like you were mentioning, Brian, like, dude, like if I'm not so sure about a video game that I want to actually, because we're all like kind of the same. We actually like to own the license to the game.
Oh yeah.
If we're not sure about it, we can use that to test it out before we even want to buy it.
Exactly. Yeah, and then like I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, maybe I feel like my way is kind of more beneficial, but at the same time, but then I have to ask myself like, okay, how often do I use it? Which I really don't. That's the thing. And then it comes down to how much do I actually use it, which Jesus, man, I don't even know the last time I booted up my my Xbox One. Probably when we did the Phantasy Star.
Wait, you have an Xbox One?
Yeah, dude, I've had an Xbox One.
What?
Yeah.
I am today
wait, did you not know?
old. I am today years old when I found out Brian had an Xbox.
Dude, I bought that thing a long time ago. It was back when Halo 5 was coming out, because I have the Halo 5 Xbox One. Oh yeah, dude. That's what made me buy it, because Mo wanted to play Halo 5. So I was like, well, I can't let him go alone, but Mo, I don't got Xbox One, so we got them both for Christmas.
Can we not talk about that?
And we played it, and Mo's is like, bro, this is not my Halo.
All right,
no, you had just the worst luck with games, my guy.
I bought a whole Xbox One just for Halo 5, right? Played it. Me and Brian, we beat the story. Story was fantastic. Got into the multiplayer. Man, this kind of sucks. All right, I'm gonna sell my Xbox.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like when Mo bought his Xbox, like I still have mine. I mean, my dad uses it more than I do nowadays. But like when we got it, I was like, no, Mo. Like, okay, I understand Halo wasn't what we wanted to be, but bro, there's other things we can play. Gears of War. There's a lot more other titles that we can try. Here's Mo. Oh man, that hurt. I'm like,
Halo,
it's okay. It's not that deep.
It was you. He doesn't understand, because if Halo Infinite was coming to PC, I would have bought another Xbox. Again, and then I would have sold it again after I beat the game.
Yeah, well, but
that's the thing. Through to the end, bro. Like that's why I'm so glad when Mikey was like, "Oh yeah, it says here, also coming to PC, I'm like, I want to fucking kiss the ground you walk on right now. I want to do that most of the time anyways, but right now even more because I don't have to buy a whole other console. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, see, like, but that's also where like the ultimate pass, not to like circle back to it, but that's where that comes in handy because now it's like, hey, I'm on PC. I don't gotta buy the system. I can just play it.
I'm gonna buy it anyways.
No, I might play it off the Game Pass for a little bit.
I'm kind of worried about Halo Infinite because they haven't really shown much of it yet, and it keeps getting pushed back, and it's like, what exactly is happening with this game?
Well, isn't it? This is not a. There's something I was reading where people were saying like this is like 343's Halo or something like that.
Well, 343's been doing Halo since 4.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't know. There was some weird advertisement I was seeing where someone's like, "This is like the one time where 343 is like on their own." I don't know. It was something weird I was reading online. I don't know what the hell I was reading. Now I think about it.
I saw like the gameplay trailer or like the gameplay footage for it, and like my reaction was the same as everyone else's. Everyone was just like, "Yo, why does this look like old Halo? Like even the graphics aren't even that good."
Well, okay, but here's the interesting thing. Here's the interesting thing. I don't know what a lot of like new first-party Xbox games are gonna look like because they said that not only are the games gonna run on like the Series X, but also the Series S, which is like a lot less powerful than the X, but also still the Xbox One, which is a last-gen system. So it's like, so you're designing new games to run on all of these systems. It seems like you're really neutering the games at this point. I don't know how that's going to work unless they're going to really like design separate versions for different consoles. I don't know, but
too much time that would take.
Yeah, that seems rough.
That's so stupid. Like you just throw money away at that point. We're going to make this game, but make it again in a different way.
I mean, if it does well.
I mean, I guess it's one of those things where if they're able to design the games in such a way where like on console you can have very vastly different experiences. I mean, you think of like a PC game where you have the low settings, you have the medium, the high, the ultra. Like if you play it on Xbox One, then maybe you're playing it on low settings, and if you get it on Series X, you're playing it on high or whatever. I don't know, but
yeah,
it still just seems weird to me that they're going to try to design new games based around old hardware. Or at least very underpowered hardware. It's like I guess have fun with it. I on the surface that seems consumer friendly, but it also seems like you're gonna neuter your games quite a bit there.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Shit, can we play it on the 360 at this point? Like...
yeah, right. my 360 is the newest Xbox console I own, so if I can play Halo Infinite on there, great.
Right.
Well, Bethesda was purchased by Microsoft, right? So I wonder if the new Elder Scrolls is going to do the same thing then, or is that just going to?
I don't know
be
about
just
that.
for the Halo.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I don't think, depending on how that whole deal works, like there are already Bethesda games that have yet to come out that are still going to be coming out on other platforms because of just like deals that they're still honoring. And with something like Elder Scrolls, like I don't know, I'd be very surprised if Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't come out on like PlayStation 5 or something. I don't know if even if Xbox owns Bethesda, it's still like a third-party studio, so I don't think they necessarily are going to design their games with that stuff in mind, where it's like, well, your fucking next Elder Scrolls game better run on the Xbox One, and it's like, nope. No, dude, our games don't run, period, so I don't get your hopes up.
So this is the thing. I don't mean to jump into Elder Scrolls 6, but it's just I feel bad because like yes, I'm excited. Like okay, cool, it's another Bethesda game, but I'm more worried than I am excited because just from Fallout 4 to like 76 to I mean even like a little bit of how like Skyrim was and how even to like Oblivion. Like I don't know, man. But Bethesda really is. I don't know. I feel like the formula needs to change. They need to do some really new like next gen stuff for the new Elder Scrolls because it's just a lot of it just seems very copy paste throughout the thing. Maybe like slight improvements here and there, but it's just I don't know. They all just feel the same.
I didn't feel like that for Skyrim, and I might also be very biased about it because I have played Oblivion. I have.
Yeah.
Sadly, it was I played it after the glory that was Skyrim, but so I personally feel like even then though Skyrim still kind of took like a different route with it. They did streamline a lot of things very nicely.
Mhm.
Like there wasn't any more weapon durability and stuff like that, which was kind of a nice addition, in my opinion. I don't know. A lot of the other. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
No, I was gonna say sorry, I did like how in Skyrim how they did brought like the dual wielding like with the two hands.
Yeah, that
was
was awesome.
Change.
Yeah. Could you do that with wands too, or like staves in the game as well?
Yeah, I think you can actually have two wands, right? Yeah, I think you could. I think two staffs were a thing, weren't they? I think I remember that because I think so. Because you can also do that in Elder Scrolls Online, I believe, as well.
Mm.
I don't remember.
I have not touched Elder Scrolls Online, and I don't think I will, just because I don't like if it's a big RPG like Elder Scrolls or like Witcher or anything. Just leave me alone, you know. Just, I don't want other people. Just leave me alone. Like
No,
I'm there.
Dude, I feel the same way. I'm so over MMOs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. Me and Mo, we played it. We had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
But like the one thing is that like if you're going in the mindset of like, oh, I just want like an Elder Scrolls and be by myself, that's not the game. That's not the game because how the quests are designed and how the story's laid out. It's about like huge functional big world.
From what I can understand, or from what I've seen of it, it's a pretty run of the mill MMORPG, but it's set in the Elder Scrolls universe, which is neat. But
it's also like
Scrolls game.
Yeah, it's also like the storyline's set very before like I think a good majority of the story.
No, I mean Octar, I can agree with you. I actually think Skyrim is still a pretty fantastic game, all things considered. There are things about it I don't like. The writing for the quests I feel like dipped. It definitely wasn't as good as like Oblivion or Morrowind from what I played of Morrowind at least. But I think overall, like a lot of the systems were pretty well improved. I think the biggest issue is that they just have this old as fuck crusty engine that they've been using since Morrowind, and they've updated it a little bit, granted. But this fucking engine, it is so goddamn ancient, and like it's been showing its seams since Skyrim, and here we are, 10 years after Skyrim, and it's like you guys. If you're not going to build a new engine, which I get it, that's a lot of time, that's a lot of work, that's a lot of money. I mean, you're Bethesda, you have a lot of money, but whatever. Then at least put some like substantial updates in it and try to really like fix. Because I think a big issue, a lot of recent Bethesda games are buggier than even Bethesda is known for, is because new hardware, it just like trying to run this old ass game on this old ass engine on newer hardware is a nightmare. I mean, already that's a big issue. Like, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about like HD remasters for games and how, like, frankly, I'm all for them because if you don't want them, don't buy them. But it's nice to have these games here that can run on newer hardware, because if any of you guys have been PC gamers for a substantial amount of time, you probably have an older game in your Steam library or whatever that's probably a nightmare to try to get run on modern hardware. You have to like run it using like Windows 7 compatibility mode or whatever just to play the game, because it just doesn't know what to do on Windows 10 or with any kind of new graphics card or what have you. So Bethesda, they need to update their engine, otherwise the games aren't gonna get any better. They've literally reached like the end of the line with their current engine. So
like that's what I mean. Like, and like they kind of copy and pasted a lot, and it's especially 76. Like, I didn't realize this, but I also understood 76 has its own problems. But that's like for me where I saw. But I don't know, like to me that just showed me a lot of like the problems, and especially Fallout 4 too. Like showed me like they got to update a lot. Like I don't know.
I really wanted to like 76 too. Like I was getting into it, and then like I don't know what happened. Everyone was just like, "This ain't it." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess this ain't it either." Like,
well, that game again was a buggy fucking mess. And I don't know if you guys remember, because we streamed some of 76, and like I couldn't even stream it like full screen. Like for whatever reason, like the game would not run full screen, so it was this weird like small like window that I had to play in, and I got real frustrated over that. The game was just kind of riddled in bugs, and like again, I've heard that it's been updated a lot, so I don't know what's in the game now. But at least when it first launched, it was like, hey, let's take all like the fun stuff about Fallout, like the fun like RPG elements and quests and NPCs, and get rid of all of it. No NPCs, you just got robots who are like, oh, go kill 3 mole rats. And you're like, okay. Like, I get it. I get it that this is like an online game and the main draw is playing with other people, but like you're getting rid of the fun like stories and quest lines that people play these games NPCs. For. That's the main reason people play these games. Like, I'm sorry. I love Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but if you're going to sit there and lie to me and say the gameplay is great in those games, then shut the fuck up. No, they're not. The gameplay sucks, but they're good games because they have compelling storylines and writing and characters. Like that's the main appeal for me, and I feel like a lot of people.
I just love the idea of like some publishers actually having the conversation, being like, hey guys, you know, it'd be a really good idea if we made a game where we took all of the fun things out of it and then release it.
Dude, that's a fucking great idea, dude.
And then we'll put it back in DLC and microtransactions, and then they'll have it.
And perfect.
That shit pisses me off so fucking much.
I want the business minutes of those board meetings. I really do, and I want to review those business minutes as so bad. I want to see what the fuck was being talked about.
Well, and again, too, some of this stuff might have been fixed by now, but like Fallout 76, it was like a griefer's heaven, because it's one of those things where like you can kill other players, you can take some of their shit or all of their shit, I don't even remember. And then like depending, I don't even know what you have to do, I've never done it, but you can like launch a nuke at some point and just like nuke an area and potentially kill a bunch of players and stuff. So like that game was just riddled with like griefers, and you're like, this isn't fun. Like, I'm all for PvP. If there's like a proper system in place for that, then great. But if I'm just trying to like go out and do a quest with my friends or by myself or whatever, and then I have to put up with asshole other players, kind of like Red Dead Online when that first came out. It's
my God.
Fuck this shit. This isn't fun. This is just a waste of time.
It was annoying.
Dude, the amount of times when fucking griefers would come after us, Mike, and we had to sit there for like an hour and a half with a shootout. It's like, bro, listen, we are immortal. This will never end.
It just on and on. They wouldn't give up. Like we would go on to play and be like, all right, let's do a bit of hunting or this or that or whatever, and just suddenly you'd have just like 1 or 2 or 3 like asshole players just constantly coming after you again and again and again. It doesn't matter. Either they kill you or you kill them or whatever. It doesn't matter. They just keep coming back, and you're like, this is not fun.
It was fun like the first time, but after like the 30th time, I'm like, okay, well, I kind of want to go do something else now, but this dude keeps shooting me. So
well, it was bad enough that in the early days of Red Dead Online, there was just nothing to do anyway. So like all you could really do was hunt and make like very small amounts of money that really didn't get you anywhere. So it's like, okay, my options are hunt or just engage with the other players seemingly forever, and that's it. That's the game, I guess.
Yeah, well, like there wasn't really much quests, and like if I remember, like even if there were quests, it was just like they only spawned at like random times and certain like reputation, and I'm just like, well, where's the fun in this? And then sometimes like there's no private servers where I can even be with my friends where we can actually try to enjoy the experience. It's just, I don't know.
Which is wild to me, because that's something Grand Theft Auto Online has had basically forever. So it's like a basic thing like private servers you didn't put in. Do they even have them now, or do they still not have them?
I don't know. I haven't played it since, but I remember someone using an excuse of saying the reason why they didn't put in Red Dead 2 is because Red Dead 1 didn't have it. I'm like, so we don't.
Red Dead 1 Online was completely different. It was a completely different thing.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. And I'm like, so what you're telling me, because the first one didn't have it, we don't want to improve this next title. Understandable. All right.
Wow. This is a really amazing this is a really amazing example of just release before conceptualization. Even
Yes.
You got to have like a vision of your thing that you're trying to have people, I don't know, pay for. You know,
Yeah, right. That would be nice, right?
Yeah,
Well, now you
think.
can now buy Red Dead Online for $5.99, just the online.
Wow.
That is not why
Yeah.
you play that game. Like the
No.
listen, I'll tell you right now, the story mode of Red Dead 2 might be one of my favorite stories in a video game ever.
Yeah.
I fucking
Oh,
adore
yeah.
it. That online blows my ass. I would rather stab my eyeballs with a rusty knife than play online again.
Well, see, like what didn't help was that that was around the time period where, like, I think Anthem was coming out, and we were already destroyed from Anthem.
It was
And then
it was a rough couple of months.
And then here comes Red Dead, the game that we wanted to be our savior. And then the online drops.
Well, no. I think Red
Red
Dead,
Dead.
Red Dead Online, and well, Red Dead 2 in general. I think that came out before Anthem.
Oh, did it come out before
I
Anthem?
think so, because Anthem,
Okay.
because like Red Dead came out in like September, October-ish, like towards the end of,
Right.
of whatever year, 2018 maybe.
Yeah.
And then Anthem
believe
came
so.
out, I think, like earlier the next year, like January, February, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
But
Oh, yeah. Okay, so then, yeah. So we were just. Well, but that was the same period with Kingdom Hearts, right? No? Wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3 around that same time period?
yeah,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I remember because I remember Mikey coming over to your house. We were talking about Red Dead because you still lived at the apartment at the time,
Yeah.
and you had bought Kingdom Hearts the why the frick did you buy that edition?
Yeah, the
Remember?
what the fuck is wrong with you collection? The you
I had
shouldn't
that
have
one too,
money
don't worry.
ever collection
Yeah,
because you wasted on dumb bullshit like this.
bro. I bought the why the frick did you buy that edition as well.
Though to be fair, and like it's since been on sale for like it's super cheap, but it was like $100 for literally every Kingdom Hearts game ever, and then 3 when it came out. So I was like, well, 3 alone is gonna be $60 brand new. So all right.
so you're getting 1.75
1.5. Yeah,
Yeah,
1.5, 2.5,
1.32,
2.8.
2.8.
Fucking like
Which is-
everything.
2.1359 over 678524
Remix.
remix.
I just remember the day Mikey
HD
told
over
us.
2.
He's just like, hey, so yeah, I just bought the whole big Kingdom Hearts bundle, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And then Mikey's response, I don't even care.
Well, that
I got Kingdom Hearts 3.
well, that was the summer, like, because I didn't get a PlayStation 4. I mean, I got my Pro, I think, summer of like 2018 or something. So I was really late to the game to get a PS4, and the only game I had was Bloodborne, and that was the first game I got for it. But then I saw they had that huge collection of just all these Kingdom Hearts games, and I'm like, all right, fuck it. Because the only 2 games I own are Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS2, and then Brian, I still have your 3 whatever over 8 days for the DS.
Oh my god, I forgot about that game.
Yeah, and those are the only games I owned and really played at all. So I was like, I'm gonna get all these games. I'm going to try to play them all. I didn't. I played all of 1. I played all of 2 again. I played like 1.5 campaigns in Birth by Sleep.
Chain of Memories. Chain of Memories. sucks on PlayStation.
like I played the Rechain of Memories where it's 3D.
Yeah,
I played
Yeah.
some of Rechain of Memories. I played like the beginning. All I played of Dream Drop Distance was what you saw me play, Akhtar, when you came over. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's all I played of it, and like I think I turned to you, Akhtar, and I was like, "Fuck this! I don't want to play this."
Game fucking sucks.
Because I remember too, we were like sitting there, you were reading the new mechanics, and you were like, press triangle to like do like a like a flip or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude,
Pressing triangle for flips. It's
that
like,
fucking
this is
game,
stupid.
it starts off and it's like fight Ursula, and I'm like, okay. So like you fight Ursula or whatever, and then shit happens, and then it's like, now we're gonna spend the next 10 game hours introducing new mechanic after new mechanic after new mechanic
Yeah.
after new mechanic, and you're just like,
Yeah.
no, I don't wanna. So I just shut the game off, and I was like, fuck it, fuck that, no.
Dude,
that's another reason why I guess that game was more appropriate on the 3DS than to play on a console, because at least on the 3DS you can chunk that. You can chunk it. Be like, oh, I got a break. I got an hour break. Whatever. I'll do some Dream Drop Distance real quick. But when you do it on the console, it's a totally different like vibe. It's like bad vibe.
Yeah, bad vibe,
bro.
Bad vibe,
bro. I remember the day I got Dream Drop Distance. I got like the big collectors. We got the little extra attachment to your 3DS for the camera because that was the big selling point for it. So my little dumbass had that like, look guys, I can play it. Oh my god, dude, it was so hard to play that on the 3DS. Oh my god, I wanted to scream. I was not having fun. And then they're like, hey, look, you can catch these little Dream Eaters, and they're like Pokemon, and I'm like, where's Kingdom Hearts? I wanted Kingdom Hearts, not Pokemon. I paid for Kingdom Hearts.
Mikey said that. Mikey
yeah. I said that exact thing.
He's like, what is this, fucking Pokemon?
I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there just trying to fucking play this game, and Octar's watching me going through all this new shit. I'm just sitting there like, Octar, I just wanted to play the game, but the game doesn't want me to play it, apparently. It just keeps stopping me to be like, here's another new thing. Oh, fuck it. I don't know, I want to throw something else in here. It's like, dude, just, what are you doing? What are you doing? I've never played a game before that like so badly wanted. It was like it was fucking daring me to just like put the controller down. It's just like, you want to play this fucking game? I'm gonna prove you wrong, mister.
Yeah, I didn't. I played maybe 10 minutes. I'm like, this ain't it.
Yeah,
bro, we used to, dude. There was a time where I backed that series up with my left nut. I backed it up with my left nut, bro. I'd be like, listen, if you don't like this game, you can take a hammer and a nail. Here's my left nut.
Bro, that game, yeah, I got so into it. I tried to learn everything and all the organization members, and oh my god,
dude. I'll say this much. I'll say this much again as someone who's played these games more recently. Kingdom Hearts 1 mechanically is very stiff. It doesn't play very well, but the story is fine because it's still pretty simple. It's like a normal like hero's journey story with like Sora and Riku and all that stuff, and like it's fine. Kingdom Hearts 1 is fine narratively. The gameplay just kind of sucks. Kingdom Hearts 2,
conceptually it's also good.
Because
it was the first one. Yeah,
totally. So it was kind of novel in that regard. Kingdom Hearts 2, in terms of gameplay, might be my favorite. I think that that game plays amazingly. I really like, you know, the worlds in it. I think a lot of that game is really, really fun, but that's where it started being like, yo, want to see some freaky shit? And they just throw all this weird narrative stuff at you. That's when the organization members come in, all this weird shit, and you're like, I have no idea what's going on anymore. I thought this story was simple. Fuck me, I was wrong. Like, apparently there's a billion other things. But Kingdom Hearts 2 was like, it was like intriguing, where it's like a lot of bullshit, but you're like, ooh, I wonder how this stuff is going to pay off. And then you find out later, oh, not well, but...
Well, I love Kingdom Hearts 2, probably... I have to say, for the amount of time that I put into the game, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is my favorite, and it's on the Game Boy version.
Sure.
Just simply due to the amount of time that I've put into that game. But Kingdom Hearts 2 is, in my opinion, the best in the series. Just what is it? Objectively, just because it had all these new mechanics. The graphics, Mikey, you know, the graphics. That was the best when the graphics was up there. And my only gripe was I just didn't like how the footsteps sounded.
That's fair.
Like it.
That's fair.
That's my only gripe, and it's a gripe. Otherwise, it's a fantastic game. I just didn't like how when your shoes hit the pavement, I just didn't like that sound that came.
Dude, it's crazy how important that is. Like, if you ever played like a low budget game where it's just the same sound like over and over when you're stepping, just and doesn't change at all, it'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you insane. It's so bad. So that is a fair gripe, because if you don't like the footstep sound, the game's gonna make you want to kill yourself.
But the footstep sounds in Kingdom Hearts 1 sounded delicious.
They were delicious.
Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts is probably the first Kingdom Hearts is probably one of my favorites story-wise. But yeah, 2 I think has a better game mechanics, feels better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I will say though, Birth by Sleep is a pretty close contender for me to Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, that one, the gameplay feels good and the story's not bad actually. I really like the Birth by Sleep storyline.
I kind of liked the mechanics Birth by Sleep had, with like where you had like the cards for like your different attacks and spells and stuff. I actually kind of thought that was cool. I liked how that worked. My only main problem with Birth by Sleep is that the worlds in that game are just barren and boring. And now, granted, for most Kingdom Hearts games, the worlds are pretty barren, all things considered. But Birth by Sleep, especially, like to the point where when you do the fucking like Cinderella world, and they're in the scene with the ball, it's just Cinderella and the prince. Nobody else is there. It's a fucking empty ballroom, and they're just dancing, and you're like, God, this is just lifeless.
Wow, they didn't even have animation. They didn't even have like the teapot or the candle in there.
You're thinking of
Beauty and the Beast,
yeah.
Yeah, but also
I'm talking about Sillarenda.
Oh shit!
Sillarenda.
Yeah, so Cinderella had the mites.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sillarenda had, or
Sillarenda.
I always say Sillarenda because of that Game Grumps thing where it's like, excuse me, ma'am, can you point me to the nearest Sillarenda castle?
Good old King.
That was when like John just was like, Aaron, please shut up. You're making me like laugh like actually for real.
Dude, I love the John era. That was
old school Game Grumps. I still watch those. I still go to sleep. That's my, I guess, ASMR.
There you go.
I put it on and like I just keep watching, and then I wake up the next morning basically.
Refreshed, rejuvenated.
I've watched you sleep on many things, and a lot of things I was always like surprised that you can just fall asleep. You, my friend, you can just, if you're tired, dude, you're out. You're game over, my man. Like
I love going to sleep watching things. I don't like to go to sleep. I don't like to go to sleep. I like to pass out. That's what I like. Yeah, I fell asleep watching Hateful Eight. I fell asleep watching Hateful Eight. I fell asleep watching Hateful Eight for the third time when Brian was at my house.
Dude, 300 blood diamond explosions, and I'm sitting like, and this is the thing too, because Octo, when you put it on, I'm like, oh cool, we're gonna watch a movie. 10 minutes in, I'm like, yo, Octo, about the commentary. I see Octo. I'm like, I thought we were gonna talk, but all right.
Those are my lullabies.
I will watch.
Those are my lullabies, bro.
See, man, I'm such the opposite with that stuff. Because number one, I usually can't fall asleep when there's like a show or movie on, because like my brain will be like, gotta pay attention, dude. Like I hear people talking and it's like, what are they saying? What's it about? I gotta pay attention to it. But even if I do manage to pass out during like a movie or a show, inevitably like one of the scenes will be louder. It'll wake me up and it'll be super startling, because not only am I fucking awoken from my slumber, but now I'm looking at the show or movie being like, what the fuck is going on? And immediately my brain's like, you should know what's happening. And I'm like, I don't how did they get it in this area? I don't fucking know. Is one of the characters dead? What happened to that? The other dude turned into a dragon. What's going on?
we should low-key have Mikey like one day fall asleep to like have Law and Order play, and he's just like, wait, hold on, who murdered him?
It's fucking wild. And the worst part, did I ever tell you guys about the time I fell asleep watching the first Shrek movie?
No.
Yeah.
This shit. Okay, here. Let me tell you why I can never watch Shrek again. Back in the day, my brother, he had a laptop, and he had downloaded the first Shrek movie on it, completely legally. And I had it open and I was watching it. And again, it was playing in like whatever like Windows movie viewer thing it had or whatever. And what I didn't realize is that it was on like repeat. But it didn't matter. I was watching Shrek, right? But some way, somewhere along like towards the end of the movie, I fell asleep. But because it was on repeat, the movie continued playing over and over and over while I was sleeping all night long. And like I was having the weirdest fucking dreams about Shrek. Like shit was getting really weird. It was like phase in and out where like I'm having a normal dream and then suddenly Shrek and Donkey are there and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then like I woke up in the morning and like Shrek is still playing and I'm like, fuck, like. The craziest part was too is it was like near the part where I left off, so it's just like this fucking constant stream of Shrek, and then I wake up and it's like, you gotta finish watching the fucking Shrek movie, dude. You fell asleep. We're gonna make you watch it. It's horrible. I can't watch that movie ever again.
I feel like I feel like the worst part about that dream, Mikey, is the fact that you had to just like every time in your dream you'd have All Star playing at one point.
Yeah, it was, and like already that's a song that gets stuck in your head because it's fucking catchy. But then you just have that attached with like Shrek, so you have these fever dreams of like somebody wants to, and then fucking Shrek's there, and you're like, no. It was a nightmare.
What was worse, waking up to the same part of Shrek or waking up to me still somehow in your mind singing M&M's?
Well, the Shrek one was definitely worse. The M&M's one was just weird because all concept of time was just gone. Because at least with Shrek, like I fell asleep at night, woke up in the morning, and Shrek was playing, and I was like, holy fuck, I guess this has been on repeat all night. But in that scenario, when we were having that sleepover, I was just like, I've either been asleep for 1 minute or 5 hours. I don't know. I can't fucking tell.
So for people who don't know, it's a Blink-182 song that Octo was singing. No, go ahead, Octo. Go ahead.
No, just to paint the scene for everyone. So it was me, Mikey, and Brian. We were sitting in my basement, I think.
No, we were in your bedroom.
We were in my bedroom, yeah. Yeah, we were in my bedroom, and at the time, Brian was super into Unreal Tournament. And so,
dude, this was just a cluster of emotions. This sleepover. Go ahead. Wait, you guys from the very beginning, though. The very beginning of that night.
So Brian,
you know what I'm talking? Yes, there you go.
So I was the only one of us three that didn't have an Xbox 360. Let's go all the way back. So I was on my PlayStation. Okay. Mikey and Brian are playing on their 360s, and they're both playing Fallout with their it was the new expansion, where they were collecting like big blocks of like silver or gold. I forgot what quest that was. I
think it was like iron. It was like the Pittsburgh Fallout 3.
Yeah. And so Mikey was finding hella silver, all of this silver everywhere, and Brian wasn't finding a single drop of silver in the same areas that Mikey was getting them in.
I'm watching his screen.
So Brian is just like, all right, well, let's switch the discs. Let's just see. And they switched the discs, and Brian was somehow getting all these silvers like in the areas. He's like, okay, cool. So he's like, all right. So that kind of solved the issue. And at one point, Brian saves the game, walks away, turns off the Xbox, walks away for a little bit, trying to get a drink of water or some food or whatever. We eat, we talk, we come back, turns on, the Xbox again for a little more Fallout 3 fun, ladies and gentlemen. Corrupted. His whole file and by the way, he beat the main game. I'm pretty sure he beat the main game, and so all he was doing, he put hella hours. Gone. It's all gone. And so he's like, all right, fine. My heart is hurt. I am drowning in the sea of emotions right now, but I still love Bethesda, so I'm going to play Oblivion. He puts on Oblivion. I don't know what he did. I don't know what kind of black magic went down. I think the Xbox had to update Oblivion because he didn't play it for a while. Gets an update. Tries to start it up. Save file corrupted.
The perfect storm.
And Oblivion, if you think he spent a lot of time on Fallout 3, he spent at least triple to quadruple the time on Oblivion.
Oblivion was like Brian's favorite game at this point in time.
I bought the horse armor.
He bought the fucking horse armor. If you know, you know.
And so heartbroken, and Mikey was equally heartbroken for his friend. I was heartbroken as well because I didn't know what was really going on. And so Brian just looks at me, he looks at Mikey, he's like, I'm gonna write these guys a note with like 7 I was being an asshole still, but back then I was like, yo, dude, put like 7 frowny faces on that. And he did. And he did.
Dude, I thought that game broke me so much to led me to the point of writing a fucking email
to Bethesda. So he writes the email and he just sits down and all he wanted to do was play a game at this point. He wanted to play a game and he shared it. We shared that moment. And we played Unreal Tournament 3, 2, 3, 2. Brian, I need
It was 3. It was 3.
3.
It was 3. Well, before we play that, one of my favorite parts when I was going to go write the email, like when I saw the Oblivion save file corrupted, I remember looking over to Mike, and here's Mike, like with his controller playing Fallout 3, like see the data get corrupted. I will never forget this look. He looked at me like, dude, I'm so sorry.
Right
for the audio listeners, the man like inched his look at me, looked back at his controller, looked back at me, back to the game.
Because like I'm having fun playing Fallout. You couldn't play Fallout. You wanted to play Oblivion. You couldn't play Oblivion. I'm sitting there like, bro, I don't know what to say to you. I'm sorry. Like like my condolences.
I totally forgot that.
I don't know how to respond in this situation.
Like, do you want me to move my Xbox into the other room? Would that make you feel better? I don't.
But one of my most favorite parts, like Mike, I don't remember if you remember this, but after I got done typing an email and we sent it off, I remember just kind of turning around, looking at my keyboard and Fallout 3, and I just hear him quietly say, "Some more silver."
I mean, I was having a great time. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude. And while Brian was typing this email, we all 3 of us were in this freaking Blink 182 just fanaticism.
Yeah.
Anything that was Blink. So he puts on YouTube while Eminem's comes on. If y'all haven't listened to that song, it's a fantastic song. It's one of my favorites by our lovely man, Mark Hoppus. He's great. That was back when Scott was their drummer.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on
Not
their
like
first studio album, wasn't it? On Cheshire Cat.
Yep. Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Goddamn.
Not that they need the clout, but check out the song. Anyways, so he's playing Eminem, and it's just the guitar and just how creepily Mark sings that song.
It is so
stuck
creepy
in my head. And so I started singing it, and I literally I basically memorized the lyrics for the song, or at least the important parts for this story. And so Mikey, after just putting in hella hours in Fallout 3, me and Brian are playing Unreal Tournament 3, and we were talking about life, we were talking about what he was going through, and I was singing the song little by little. And so Mikey is done. He's like, all right, I don't know, I need a rest for a little bit. So he takes a nap. He passes out for a little bit while I was singing because when oh no, TOS. So I was at that part. He wakes up to us playing the same game and somehow singing the same part, but it was like 20 to 30 minutes later. So Mikey, what was going through your head? Did this guy just not stop singing the song for 30 minutes straight?
But that was the crazy thing about it, because when I took that nap, I genuinely felt like I slept for a good amount of time. For all I know, it could have been a couple hours. Apparently, it was only half an hour. But it was one of those things where you wake up from a nap and you're already kind of groggy and kind of confused. Wait, is it morning? No, it's not morning. I guess it's still night. What's going on? But I hear you singing the same song at the exact same part where I fell asleep, and I'm like, did I not sleep at all? What happened? It was what I had to ask myself, I guess I didn't fall asleep. I guess I just did I like black out for a second? Like I was like genuinely concerned for my health. Like I was like, the fuck is going on?
Poor Mike.
And then and Mikey asks, Akhtar, have you been singing that the whole time? Brian looked back, we're like, what?
He's like, Akhtar, you're still singing it?
Well, that was the thing too. Is like, you know, before I fell asleep, I was watching you guys play Unreal Tournament, and like I could see from the screen you were on like a different map, like clearly playing a different game, but Akhtar is still singing the song, and I'm just like, time has passed, but Akhtar is still singing. What? How long has it been? It's like that fucking Jumanji Robin Williams. Like, what year is it? Like, I'm like, what is going on?
Fun night. Beard.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. And then that was that the same night, Akhtar, with the whole my dick is bleeding? Was that same night?
Yup.
So me and Akhtar, we were playing. I don't remember if you were awake for this or not. But throughout that night, me and Akhtar just kept playing. Like my soul was defeated. I was destroyed inside. Unreal Tournament was the ish right there. It was there.
Mind you, my one goal was to make Brian forget and make him laugh and just be a friend.
literally. And so, like, oh god, I remember what did you say that started? Because we were playing a few rounds and just casual conversation, just about random shit.
It was us losing the match. Remember?
That's right. That's right. All right, go ahead. You tell it.
We were in a match. I think it was like team deathmatch or whatever. And Brian was really good at Unreal Tournament 3. Like he was super competitive about it.
I don't know why.
Here I was just fucking just la 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 la. And so
chill.
So yeah, exactly, just chilling. And so Brian's just like, fuck, dude, we're losing. I can't believe this shit right now. It's fucking crazy. I'm like, oh, dude, it's all good. He's like, why? What, dude? Wait, you got something up your sleeve? Like, you think you can do something? I was like, no, I think it's just, whatever, bro. He's like, wait, Akhtar, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, it's okay if we're losing because I think it's bleeding. It's like,
oh,
what? First of all, what does that have to do with anything right now? And secondly, that's not normal, bro. And I looked at him, and he's like, oh, it's not? And he does the most iconic, no!
I was just like, no!
I do remember that.
You need to go get that checked.
That was the most genuine. I mean, my dick wasn't bleeding, so it's like whatever. But like, I was happy. Not that kind of happy. Not that kind of happy.
That night was just a huge mix of emotions for us.
Oh man.
Sounds like you gotta fucking be there to believe like half of this, like just so much shit going down. Like,
I feel it, dude. That was the foundation of fucking bullshit of what we had like started like a road for.
Yes.
Like,
dude, like I know we talked about it in past podcasts, but like, God, dude, the fucking childhood growing up with Mike and Akhtar was just insane. I loved it. Oh my god.
We're all fucking stupid.
we're all stupid. And very flatulent.
Mm.
Yeah, very gassy.
flatulence.
But
How did you and Mo meet? Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
I was asking how I keep forgetting how'd you and Mo like become a thing? Like how'd y'all become friends? Not become a thing. That's something different. How'd you do?
So how long have you guys been dating?
Whoa, like, about 10, 12 years now. It's getting pretty serious, I think, by this point.
Mo, tell the story. I want to hear it from your perspective.
Oh
Yeah.
god, okay.
Oh boy. All right, so I got on the internet one day. That was a mistake. I was playing some Xbox, but at the same time, damn. Hold on, I gotta go way back. Damn, hold on, you're making me think.
How old were you? Was this like in middle school for you?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
at least like the 6th, 7th grade.
God damn, little baby Mo.
Yeah,
Back when Mo was edgy with Sonic.
Alright, hold on.
Did you have a Sonic OC? Is there fan art of Mo the Hedgehog out there somewhere?
I had silver on my fucking Facebook.
Nice.
Dude, this kid was obsessed with that Sonic with Sonic 06 back in the day. That was his game.
The worst Sonic.
Oh, that game was good. Come on. Stop. Are y'all for real? Y'all really didn't like that?
Well,
Dude,
we
bro.
can get to that. We can get to that, but just move on. That's a whole podcast right there.
That's the whole podcast. Yeah, Mikey.
Fyre Bar, Sonic 06. Catch it next week. Anyways.
Slate in the next episode.
So yeah, I was playing Xbox with this kid named well, not a kid anymore, but Pete. And then he told me like, yo bro, you got this thing, it's like a fucking 3D chat thing called IMVU. I'm like, yeah, I just made an account. I'm like, I don't really got any friends on there. It's like, all right, bro, get on. I'm like, okay. So I get on, he adds me and stuff, and I'm thinking his character looks mad cool and whatnot. He's got the red hair, he's got like the fucking sword on the back. I'm like, oh, bro, this is a game. Like, I can customize and equip. Like, oh no, you can put on cool clothes and you click these dots to move around. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. So, anyways. I'm on there for like a good couple of weeks, kind of following fucking Pete around, or his Ace was his Black Ace 4 or something like that was his IMU name. So I follow him into this chat. It's like a police department themed chat or whatever. And I see, I forgot who else was there, but Brian's character was there. Fucking, what was your name? You either had
Angel of Life, probably.
I think it was either like Mr. Bubbles or he had the ZZ Vincent Valentine ZZ thing.
Oh,
Yep. Vincent Valentine
you started
account.
Valentine. You started Valentine there. I thought you did Angels of Chaos on IMVU.
No, that was Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like I've used another whole podcast of my IMVU life. That's a whole nother podcast too.
This guy's a fucking dweeb.
And if you didn't know, like, if you had IMVU, if you had like XX in the front and the last of your name, or ZZ in the front and the last of your name, you were somebody on IMVU.
Dude, you low key, yeah. A lot of anyone who was somebody had those on there. That was straight up a thing.
I'm just on there with my freaking Xbox gamer tag. Oh, hi, I'm Ultimate Mo.
Hi everybody, I'm Ultimate Mo. I was like, who's this fucking dweeb?
I come in and they're like, yo, who's this? I'm like, yo, what up? I'm Ace's friend. And he and fucking Ace, he's like, oh, by the way, yeah, I gotta go. I'll be back later. Peace. Just leaves me in this room with all these people. I'm like, okay. So I come talk to, ZZ Vincent Valentine real quick. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? He's like, yo, you're annoying. Shut up.
Like, I was straight up. I just remember Ace talking about, like, he used to tell stories about Mo to me. I used to hear Mo's stories. It's like, yeah, dude, I met this really cool kid, really chill, down to earth, and he wouldn't stop. So when I got to finally meet Mo, I was like, oh, listen, my man, I don't even know you, and you're already annoying me.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I'm not gonna like this guy at all.
Don't worry, Brian was just venting, because meanwhile in real life, me and Octa were like, Brian, shut up, you're so annoying.
Bro, so this is how it all started.
It's just the cycle of abuse going down the ladder, like we abused Brian abused you,
Yeah, but a long story short, that's how I met Brian, and we started our little RP adventures and shit, and it was pretty fun. And then eventually I started playing Xbox with him and Pete. Further down the line, I think Brian introduced me to you, Mikey, and fuck, what was the other guy's name? Kenny.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like Brian told me a lot about you for a while, so I knew of you for a while, but we didn't really talk. I think we were like friends on Facebook really early on.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
that.
I just added people.
Well, I remember, yeah. Well, you add everybody on Facebook, but I remember very specifically like the Brian during the one time where I came down to your college and we were dressed as like Ninja Sex Party. Mo just commented like, "My man, Ninja Mike." And I'm just like, "Oh, it's that Mo guy." But yeah, it wasn't until probably like I don't know, maybe like 2016, 2017 when we really started talking.
Yeah, and I found out that, oh wow, this guy's actually a lot more cooler than Brian, but I'm not ever going to say that. Ever.
Dude, but that's just been Mo's life. He would go to people like, wow, you're amazing, see me? You're not that cool. Goes up to Mikey, wow, you're cool. You're not.
You're not.
Like, that's just been Mo's life.
Yeah, he's working his way up, man. And now Mo just loves Octar. He looks at me and he's like, "Ah, fuck that Mike guy. Octar is the new hotness."
No,
Octar is the next target.
Yeah.
oh
Octar,
jeez,
I'm sorry. We can't bring anyone else new.
I mean,
I'm in for a world of heartbreak.
I'm not saying that, but just don't introduce me to anybody out there. That's all I'm saying. Let this be the end of the line.
Bro, that's what happened with me and with one of my friends who used to go to CLS. So what happened? God damn, I feel so scummy about doing this now. What happened was me and him. We would hang out a lot. We would like chill. We're gonna call him Charles. I'll tell you guys his real name after. Cause just cause for privacy stuff. He likes to keep his privacy in general. So whatever. But we would hang out. We would talk. We would chill. We'd have a good time. So I'll come over to his house, and I see his older brother, and I talked to him for a little bit. Like he was so fucking cool, dude. He was so much cooler. He was so much cooler than Charles. It wasn't even funny. So I started like, I was like not. I came to hang out with him. And like he's like sitting in his room for like 2.5 hours, and he walks in, just chilling, talking with his older brother for like 2 hours.
Oh my god!
And he looked at me, he's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" That wasn't so bad. What was even worse was the second offense, and I think it was the ultimate offense of all. He comes to his house and he sees me and his older brother already hanging out.
Oh my god.
He shows up to his house.
The betrayal. The absolute betrayal.
He was so cool. Come on, dude. Like, he was so cool. He didn't play video games. That was like, I was like, yo, dude, what? Like, video games are amazing. He's like, dude, there's so much other shit. And I was like, what? There's more? And so like he would like talk about all like the crazy things he did. Like he went to like parties and stuff. I was like, dude, you like party and stuff?
Fucking party, dude? Oh my god!
He's like, yeah. And I was like,
you've been to a social gathering of more than a few people?
Yeah. And, like, back then, weed was like not cool. Now it's legalized, or at least decriminalized in a lot of places. But like back then, he would tell me like he's like, yeah, dude, I was like smoking like with my friends, and I was like, oh, like cigarettes, and he looked at me, he's like, weed.
Weed, dude. Weed. And you're like, oh my god, the devil's lettuce.
Oh man, yeah, that was the most betrayal thing I've ever probably done to any one friend, and we'll never do that ever again.
Well, I'm sorry, that's almost that's worse than a breakup. Like, Jesus.
I'm with him now.
Yeah.
Octar, I think I recall you doing that to me like at least a few times. Like, hey, Octar, come on over. Oh man, Octar, man, I spent like 3-4 hours. Octar still isn't here yet. Go downstairs into the garage. He's been talking for 4 hours to my brother, and I've been waiting.
That has happened.
What do you mean? It's the only person you've done it to.
See, but I'll tell you what though, that's Brian. That's more a Scott thing though, because I recall many times like coming over to your house, and Scott would always be in the garage, so he's like the first person you got to talk to when you come over. And in my situation, I don't give a shit about cars, so me and Scott would just catch up, and whatever, we do our thing, and then I could go inside and meet up with you. But Akhtar actually cares about cars, so he would come over, start talking to Scott, and it'd be like fucking like 2 hours later, and you're up in your fucking room, just like, where's my friend?
Brian would walk out with me and talk to Scott like, man, Nissan Sentra doesn't have nothing on it. Like, what?
Bro, it was just like the funny thing was like a few times just like me and Octo were supposed to like exchange something like really quick passing sometimes, and I'm like, man, this is supposed to be like a 15-minute thing, and he's just it's already like 6. It's 7. I called him at like 2. Where is he? And I go downstairs and there he is. I'm like, you didn't feel like texting me?
The game is still in my hand, too. The game is still in my hand.
This man has the audacity. Hold on. I need to reenact this. Like, so if this is the game, right? He'll be talking to my brother. Oh, and take the game, and then it's like
goes back to talk.
Who is this man? For the audio listeners, he'd be facing my brother, just slightly tilt his head, and then like kind of arc the game back to me, and then be like, "All right, all
right, here you go, dude. Fucking buzz off. Like I'm talking about something cool here."
And then he would come in and be like, "Yo, dude, bro, how you been talking to me?" Like, you already broke my heart. You gotta wait. You gotta wait.
See, that's why I'm so lucky the age gap between me and my brother is so large, because he's 8 years older than me. But I'll be the first to admit, my brother's way more like cool and sociable than I am. So like if the age gap was smaller, you guys would do the same thing. You would probably be like way more interested in my brother than me. But luckily he was old enough, and for most of the time we were hanging out, he was already off at college or whatever, so.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So don't worry, Mo. You're not the moral of the story, Mo. You're not the only one.
Yeah.
No.
Octar is hurt. He's hurt a lot. He's hurt me a lot.
I feel a little better, honestly. But at the same time, Octar, that's pretty grimy. Like, just a little.
Some fucked up shit, dude.
I gotta keep it real. Like.
Oh man! Of all the people, Mo, it takes one to know one.
Yeah, you got me. You got me. Brian, you're cool again for that.
Brian,
we're the same. We're the same, you and I.
I don't know if I like this or not.
Octar, stand over there. Mo, it is me, your father.
Shit, where you been?
We can rule this scummy world together.
I can teach you how to woo my friend's older brothers.
Yeah. Octar's got a brother thing. He just hangs out with people's brothers. That's it.
Yeah. You got a brother, Octar will be there.
Well, no, for sure. There was the time, I think it was actually my sister's like college graduation party. But like it was at my parents' house, and like my brother and his friends were there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Octar, you remember like you were like hanging out in the garage with my brother for a good while there.
Yeah.
But dude,
Well,
to be fair though,
want to know why?
Why?
Because I remember Brian. He saw him go upstairs, and he goes upstairs with him. And I'm like, oh, Brian just had to go get something. Ends up, he talks to him for like 30 minutes, and I got immediately jealous because I'm the guy who does that. Like I immediately got jealous.
Wait, because I talked to Matt.
Yeah, because you talked to Matt, and it was for like a good 30 minutes. And as he was walking down the stairs, you were following him, and he was talking to you about Boxcar Racer at the time. And immediately the jealousy in you could like if any of you two made the jealousy in my eyes just boom like.
No, I'm gonna be honest though. Like I really enjoyed that day a lot because again, because of the age gap, I feel like you two, for as long as like you guys have been friends with me, I feel like you didn't get to like hang out with my brother a whole lot. And like, I fucking love my brother. He's a really cool dude. And it was cool that you guys actually got a chance to like talk to him, because the dude, like, he's on the surface, he looks like some like douchey jock frat bro, but like he's such a fucking nerd, and I love him to death. He's so fucking weird.
I remember the drunk convo he had with me too. Like he was awesome, dude. I was like asking him about like college and all that, and he's like, dude, you're just from like the 62 minutes that I've talked to you, man. You're a cool kid, so you'll be fine. Dude, you'll be fine.
Fucking like after that, like he came up and talked to me. He's like, dude, you got some fucking cool friends. That doctor guy, he's pretty fucking sweet. So you made a good impression on him, dude.
Oh, good. I'm happy. See, Brian, I struck again.
You got jealous because of me.
I got so jealous, bro. It was like real jealous.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's my domain. What the fuck?
It was mind games. I thought that's what Brian was doing with me.
Not at all. Just having a conversation. I think we were just going downstairs at the same time. That's all that was.
I even talked to you about it. Remember? I was like, oh,
I know.
You know Mikey's brother, and you're like, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
it was
here
no
I
big
am
deal.
laying on the. I'm just
Dude,
laying on the floor like,
fucking
yeah, dude.
Matt's my real friend. Mikey's just a fucking his geeky younger brother. I don't give a shit about that kid.
Dude. The amount, oh my god, I can't tell you. Jealous actually is not the right word. I wish there was a stronger word than jealous. Like
You in that moment, Oktar's just like, no, I have to surpass Brian. I need to be him, but a better version of him.
Dude, I wanted the brother.
Man, you a brother lover.
Oh, sorry, the brother lover.
Oh.
Well, with that,
out of.
we're gonna edit. No, we're gonna keep that in. That'll be the ending themes. Brother love. But well, I think this would be maybe a good time to maybe end the podcast here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No.
All right. Well, wait, what?
No.
Well, we can keep going.
We can end it now, though.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for everyone who is here. Once again, you could watch these on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, whatever you want.
Yes, watch
Listen
it on
every-
SoundCloud with your ears.
With your ears, watch it. Watch it on SoundCloud. But yeah, catch them every Sunday. They will be up there. Watch it live on Thursday at 7:30. So
Friday.
So yeah, on Friday.
It's Friday.
On Friday, sorry.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. Friday. Sorry.
No.
But yeah. So yeah, so we're gonna do the post show, and like I said, post show is a thing only for Twitch. So if you want to see the post show, it's where we talk about the community and everyone, hang out, show arts. Want to be a part of that? Join us on Friday after the podcast. So yeah,
For sure, y'all. Be back in a hot minute. See you then.